What's so good, people of Earth? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are loved, respected, and a wonderful soul. Straight out of Africa with good vibes, love, peace, forgiveness, and honesty as our message to the world out there. Watch today's video carefully till the end. There's a lot of mind-boggling information, man. Tell us where you're watching from and let's dive in. Good vibes only.
It's a word you pronounced incorrectly one time and it still haunts you to this day.
Hepatitis.
Chihuahua. Chihuahua.
Paradigm. Paradigm. Why does it have a fucking G? Fatigue. Fatigue.
Stomachaches. Stomachaches. It's stomach aches. Stomachaches. I think about it all the time.
Yosemite. Because it's supposed to be Yosemite, not Yosemite. Arkansas. Because Kansas is Kansas. So how come all of a sudden Arkansas is Arkansas? And last but not least, Connecticut. Because it's supposed to be Connecticut, not Connecticut.
Shit take. I don't want to eat shit take mushrooms on my cheeseburger. Who knew shiitake was spelled that way?
Have you ever seen an Apache helicopter up close and seen
No.
these? So these pilots for Apache helicopters, we use some in loan. These helicopters pull up and they're just incredible looking pieces of equipment. And these 22-year-old kids are flying them, and they've got a helmet with a mask, and they call it slaving the ship to the goggles. So they activate the goggles so that wherever they turn, the helicopter turns, and where they've got eye sensors, so where their eyes go, the guns go. Right? So you look at it, you kill it. And they're giving us these demonstrations, and they're flying them all around the set. I'm like, okay, who's building cooler shit than this? like, yes, it wins. It wins.
Let me show you something you can do at home using the petals of these beautiful roses. Simply remove some petals from your roses, and the more fragrant they are, the better. Place a heat-proof bowl inside of a large pan and start to surround the bowl with all of your rose petals. Add in some water to gently submerge these petals, and then bring it into the kitchen and start to boil the water. Place an upside-down lid over the pan and put some ice in the middle. This will collect condensation and then channel it into the bowl, where you'll collect this amazing rose water. This can be used to create perfumes, add flavour to your home baking, and so much more. Thank you so much for watching.
Give me your opinion on this video. Oh, this is a great lesson. Let's see, man. These animals, they're all of the same species. Oh, what happened? They're just fighting, man, from out of nowhere. Oh my god. Why are they fighting? And it's like they are fighting over the buffalo, man, and the buffalo just left. Oh, they are focused on something else, man. This is just amazing. Much love to all the animals out there and everybody that treats the universe where you are loved and respected. Good vibes only.
Good one. Good one. Good one. Keep standing. Keep standing. Keep standing. Hey, don't shake.
Sehr gut.
Oh my gosh, my mind is absolutely and utterly blown. Where are my Gen Xers at? You guys are not going to believe this. We see so many challenges on this app all the time. So many of these kids are all like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And most of the time I just sit back and I think, yeah, well, you clearly were born after the 2000s, because that's stuff that we did without calling it a challenge. Well, there's another one. Another one that has resurfaced and I have lost it. The current challenge is they're going to try and write their name without taking their hand off of the pen, without lifting the pen off of the paper. Come on. It's cursive. The challenge is, can they write in cursive? This is why we fought to keep cursive around. And now they're making a challenge out of it, like they invented it. Congratulations, Gen Z. You've discovered cursive.
Seven things that narcissists absolutely hate. So right off the bat, the thing to understand with narcissism is this is a personality disorder in which the person has had a psychotic break with reality, and now they're in a grandiose fantasy state where they believe that they are the center of the universe. They think they're the best thing that exists. They're in a constant fight and a constant competition with everybody that they have to win. The reason why I mentioned that at the beginning is because it informs all of the things that they hate. The number one thing that narcissists hate is the word no. Narcissists, believing psychotically and in a delusional way that they are the center of the universe and the most important person on the planet, do not want to be told no. Now, it doesn't matter how politely or friendly this no comes, they don't want to hear it. And it's almost a functional test to see if somebody has a personality disorder that's in the cluster B spectrum, which is to just smilingly and politely tell them no for something that you don't want to give them or a service you don't want to provide, and just say to them, no, I'm not going to do that, and this is the reason why, and see what their response is. It should never be a tantrum to hear no from another adult who's refusing to offer you some kind of a favor or a service. So no is the number one thing that narcissists hate to hear. The second thing that narcissists really hate, really hate, are other people's boundaries. I would even go so far as to say that if a narcissist detects or sniffs that a person has good, strong boundaries, they almost won't bother with them at all. Because it's going to be very hard for them to work their game on that person. It's going to be very hard for them to hook them in and get them into the dreamlike state that they need them to be in to parasitically feed off their flesh. If they are strong and boundaried and clear, they'll probably just leave them alone. They need people with weak boundaries. These are usually not the strongest and the bravest folks amongst us. They're pretty cowardly, and they tend to prefer to prey upon the weak. When I say the weak, I mean people like me. The third thing that narcissists really hate, and this is because of their tremendous envy, is other people's skill or talent. It is impossible for someone with NPD to be happy for another person who is being recognized, especially if they're being recognized for a skill or a talent. But even if they're not recognized, if the person with NPD sees they have a skill, sees they have a talent, they will become #triggered. They'll be provoked. They'll be pricked into a narcissistic injury because they then fear and get this status anxiety of, oh my God, this person could get recognized for this skill or this talent, even if it's their own child. To the point where they may actively try to discourage the child from engaging in that skill or that talent, or go one step further and even sabotage their chances there. So the third thing narcissists absolutely hate, because of their fragility and their hyper-competitiveness, is other people's skill and talent, and they especially hate it if that skill or that talent gets recognized, because they're still toddlers and they'll think all that attention that's going to them should be mine.
First one is, when you buy a used car, you must check the engine. It is a bottle of water, but 1/4 of water. Open the hood, you put the bottle of water top of it right in the engine. This used car has 145,000 miles on it. I'm gonna start the car. If the bottle doesn't move, that means it's a good solid engine. Second, you gotta open the engine cap, oil cap, okay? Open up, you check the cap inside. Make sure there is no black tar inside. That means if you have a black tar, it's no good. But if you have no tires and good, that means it's a clean oil, good engine.
Okay, this is how I completely detach from someone within 24 hours. And this works for situationships, exes, literally anyone. You can detach from them so fucking quickly. Okay, this is advice that I've literally never shared with you guys, and honestly, I'm so excited for you right now. Okay, so the reason why we're attached to people is because of our belief systems, okay? Like, we believe we need them in our lives, at least to a certain extent, okay? And that's perfectly fine, but we want to shift that. So normally when we're attached to people, we are super fucking anxious about them, okay? Like, we are obsessing over them, and that's not cute. So in order to like break free from this like obsessive anxiety, this is what I would recommend. Okay, literally hop onto that video streaming platform, like, you know, the one with like the red and then the play button, that one, and look up overnight affirmations for anxious attachment styles. And literally play these overnight, okay? These are 8-hour long videos that you literally just play while you're asleep. Like, it takes no fucking effort at all, okay? But this is why they're gonna work and change your life. When we're asleep, our brain is in a theta state, okay? So when we are in this theta state, we absorb everything that we hear. So if you are playing these affirmations that are conditioning your brain to a healthy attachment style, you are significantly going to shift in your mindset. So if you are feeling like you're not good enough, if you feel like you aren't like in the best belief system, then you literally need to do overnight affirmations, okay? You can do affirmations all day long, but literally it will not hit you in your subconscious as deeply as it would hit you if you did overnight affirmations, okay? It is game changing. It will change the game. Okay, by the time you see this, I'm probably gonna have my own that I like filmed for you guys. But in the meantime, knock yourself out. Like, go fucking find them online. They're gonna be amazing anyways, but let me know if you want me to film you guys some. Alright, and good luck. You fucking got this. Go change your belief systems. Literally so fucking easy. You don't have to do anything except sleep.
This is why, when women are asked, what do they bring to the table, the only thing that they can think of is poontang, which also happens to be the very first thing that they take away. And if you don't believe me, think about this. Women are taught what to expect from a man, not how to treat a man, and the opposite is true for men. Now, any of the triggered ladies, before you jump into the comments and start waving around the big red flag of dysfunction, please tell me, as you were growing up, who told you how to treat a man in a relationship? Not what to expect from him, but how to treat a man. The closest thing I could imagine would be that they saw their parents' example. But there is no guarantee that that was good. And not a day goes by that we do not hear, in one form or another, what is expected of men on how to treat a woman.
Babe, what are you doing?
I'm cooking the oxtail. Didn't you want to make oxtail today?
Why are you cooking the oxtail?
Because you said you wanted oxtail today.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you to cook it. I was going to make it myself.
But I thought I'd make it easy for you.
What did you put in there?
Oh, so far it's got salt.
What else are you going to put in there?
Water.
That's all?
Yeah, I'm cooking.
Babe.
I'm boiling them.
Babe, that's not what you do to oxtail.
I mean, I trimmed them.
Hell no.
There's rice too. I already cooked the rice, you see. And
Babe.
we're gonna eat it with a side of carrots.
Babe, you joking, right?
No. I thought that's how you eat oxtail.
What do you mean that's how you've had oxtail before, no? And that's how you make it?
Yeah, it's always pretty plain.
I don't know what oxtail you be having. You want to play with food? Play with potatoes. Play with bread. Don't play with oxtail. They're not cheap.
But I just wanted to help you. Hey. I mean, it's not boiled yet.
Please turn the stove off.
Why?
Please, really, I don't want this. I don't like this.
I can never do anything in this house. You see, this is why you always complain about me doing nothing. And then whenever I do something, you complain.
Babe, please, don't ever play with my oxtail like that again. Please.
Okay. Whatever. You go do you. I'll just go sit and play Mario Kart with Davin then.
Yeah, do that.
And then I'll get yelled at about that later too, I'm sure.
The video shows what appears to be a dark, ghostly figure interacting with two dogs. The dogs look apprehensive as they approach the figure, even when it appears to place treats on the ground. Like so many videos of this nature, there's very little accompanying information, making it difficult to critique what we're actually seeing. If the ghostly figure is simply a normal person, one does have to wonder why they appear transparent and out of focus when all the other elements in the clip are clearly visible.
Messing with Granny. Added lots of sugar to the spoon.
Don't touch my sauce.
Granny, I'm just tasting it.
Leave it alone. I'll taste it. I made it.
Ew, Granny, what'd you do to it? It tastes terrible.
No.
Yeah, you want to taste it? It tastes really gross.
Oh, come on, Nancy.
Come, taste it. I don't know, you making sweet and sour sauce or something?
No, I'm not.
Tastes gross.
Oh, what the fuck? You did something.
I didn't do nothing, Granny. You did that.
It's horrible.
I know. You made terrible sauce today.
It's disgusting.
Yo, hello beautiful people. Thanks for watching up to this far, man. Much love to you. You see, there is a lot of videos that was passed with beautiful humans sharing a lot of information. But there's that video where someone's dad was helping to prepare supper. That video reminded me of some time back when I was a child. I used to hang out at my friend's place, and sometimes his dad could decide to be romantic and help his mother to prepare some food for us, man. And those times the food wasn't that much delicious, but we would all pretend to enjoy it, man. But much love to all the dads and all the parents out there. You are loved and respected. Thanks for watching up to this far. You are lovely, and much love to you, man. Watch till the end and hit the like button. Big up to yourself. Let's keep watching. Yo, what types of bell pepper are these? Purple bell pepper, and purple carrots, what types of these are these? How do you put this purple theme in your plants? Oh, what is this now? Some scientific modification or something like that? Oh, you guys, share your thoughts about this. This is very creepy. I've never seen such types of plants from this side where I come from. Yo, maybe these ones, because they're called beetroot and they look like that. But no, these others, they're somehow creepy. What's with the purple theme in these plants, man? Oh, what does that mean? Is purple an important color? I don't know, man.
Some signs that someone is tapping into your energy without your consent. Let's talk about it. My name is Christina. I go by Christina the Medium here on TikTok, and this is something that I've experienced very often throughout the years, and I'm sure you probably have too, and you just didn't realize it. When someone could be really jealous of us or really focused on us, let's say that this person is a frenemy or an enemy of ours that's talking nonstop about us throughout, the course of their day to someone else in their life. The energy of that gossip, of talking about us, it has to go somewhere. And very often, energy never dies. It just changes forms, right? So that energy will turn into almost like this projection energy that gets sent to us. You can also call this evil eye energy. And very often we will pick this up in a number of ways. And one of the big ways we will pick this up is this person popping into our head nonstop. You could go about your business during the day and all of a sudden you're like, why is this random old friend popping up into my head? I haven't talked to them in years. I don't understand why they're popping up for me. This happens for me with my parents. I went no contact with them over 15 years ago, and they will periodically start popping into my head. And when that happens, I know, okay, they must be talking about me wherever they are. And number 2, you're starting to have nightmares, and this person is the focal point of your nightmares. This person is, let's say they're trying to break into your house in your dreams and you're trying to fend this person off. Oftentimes, this is this person trying to energetically gain access to your energy and your space. And if you're having this experience, it would be a good practice to go on ahead and cleanse your space. If you have questions about how to cleanse your space, check out my protection rituals playlist here on my profile. Let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced this before, but I hope this helps. Love y'all.
Have you ever seen the neighbor's chickens do this?
What?
All those chickens, they laid eggs. Look at that one chicken in the back. He's counting the eggs, separating them.
What?
Must be the Mathema chicken.
Oh my God!
Did you see?
It's too early for
Amazing.
In the absence of light, there is darkness. Be that light.
Big developments happening behind the scenes with these big UFO investigators. I said to you the other day that they're trying to get Bob Lazar into Congress. Well, I've just found out today that not only are they trying to get Bob Lazar into Congress, potentially this year, if not early next year, they are hoping, because they have been shown it by him himself, that he will take with him the element 115 that he has alluded to and that he's been very coy about in his documentaries in the past and in his recent film with Jeremy Corbell, where he was speaking in the woods. I don't know if you've seen it. They were speaking in the woods. There was no one around. There was no possible way anybody could have been listening in. The next day, his business got raided. They said that they thought that he might have sold something to some terrorists and they were just doing some checks. It was 30 or 40 people, FBI and all sorts of agents taking boxes out and stuff like that. They was after the element 115. They was after that. It's as simple as that. And he's always said that he's got things that he has in case something happens to him. And certain people know of these things just in case, again, something was to happen to him, because he's always feared for his life. I think now, because a lot of these people are coming out, and there's 752, roughly, about whistleblowers, 30 came out 2 weeks ago. 3 have already been in Congress. About 50, 60, maybe even more of these have already been speaking to these investigators and have given so much details. These investigators know so much and have so much information. They've seen the videos, they've seen the pictures, seen the documents. Some of them have even seen this element 115. Get this into Congress. Bob Lazar into Congress. Everyone's tried to question him over the years. Oh, he's fake, he's lied about his education. He's admitted that. He's not lied about anything in S4. He's not added anything to what he said about S4. He's stuck to the same story. But he has lied a bit about his credentials and stuff like that. But he has, if you research him, he's admitted that. So these people that try and debunk. Remember what I said to you about David Grush when he said that there's a disinformation program by the government. So remember, so for every 2 things you see, there'll be hundreds out there to dismiss these 2 things. These 2 things are real, but because these hundreds of things have been seen by more people, they'll say it. And what really winds me up in this subject is I will read something, right, and it will be something, say something about a UFO, and then I'll read something and it will dismiss this UFO claim, right? I will research then to see which one of these are right. What happens with a lot of, some of my followers actually, I will post something that I know is real, but they'll say, well, I've seen something that's discredited. So all you've done is seen an article or a video or something like that which discredits this, which is, it's called disinformation program. Not everything is disinformation. That might be right and that might be wrong, but a lot of the times with this topic, the disinformation smothers the truth, and that's how it's always been, and people fall for it all the fucking time. So yeah, the news behind the scenes is Bob Lazar trying to be forced into Congress. We all know what he's like. You need to try and he's doing a lot of other things recently with VR, and he's coming out with shell a bit now. I think this is helping him with all these whistleblowers coming out, and he has a lot to share. And if he does have this element 115, that is a vital piece of evidence. And if he does have this list of names of the people that work there, that's another vital piece of evidence. And his story was the one that got me into the UFO topic, and probably millions of people around the world into it. So let's get this, get tagging Bob Lazar, get hashtagging Bob Lazar. Let's show him that we are behind him with this, that we want him in Congress. Could you imagine the people, the people that watch the David Grush? It'd be double if Bob Lazar was in there. You'd get more exposure to it. He's more famous. Bob Lazar is in there, more famous, more eyes on this topic, more pressure on the government. Well, I say the government, it's not the government. The government don't know much. It's behind the scenes, the dark projects, the secret governments, the underground governments that are doing all this. So we're trying to fight this, as well as probably the government are trying to fight this as well. And when the government actually find out what the truth is, their jaws are going to drop as well. That's like, where the fuck have we got away with this? The technology needs to come out. Let's end poverty. We're not alone. Did they genetically make us? Who gives a fuck? I don't care. Does it ruin religion? I don't care. We'll all have our answers then, won't we? Is it something really sinister? You know what? Just tell us. Get it out there. If it's really dark and sinister, and unless it's something that's, I don't know. I just want it out. It could be a reason why it's so secretive that they're not releasing it out, and this is why there'll always be a fight back to it. Could we be asking for something here that will destroy us mentally? That will destroy us. That'll be like, wow, I wish I'd never even bothered with this subject. Oh well, I'm 2 balls deep now, so I'm going to carry on with it. So yeah, Bob Lazar could potentially be going to Congress and could potentially be taking the Element 115 with him. That, to me, and to people around the world, will be big news. Take care.
Million years old artifacts. What? What type of artifacts are these, man? This looks like modern stuff. Oh my god.
Were being scrambled on both sides with nuclear weapons on board because they thought a nuclear attack was underway. And they were seeing these unidentified objects in US airspace. And I've just recently done a story in the US where I revealed on this network I'm working with that there were, shortly before the shoot-down incidents that we all know about in February, where a Chinese balloon was shot down and 3 other unidentified objects were shot down, I've been briefed about an earlier incident that took place over the Arctic Circle where 8 or 9 UAPs were identified on radar. US fighter jets were sent to try and intercept them, and whatever they were, they manoeuvred away at such speed and manoeuvres the fighter jets couldn't catch up with them. And that happens all the time. And I don't know why we're not being told about this. I've got no theories as to why governments are withholding these secrets, but I think we've got a right to know.
There's going to be a mass panic as well,
I hope not.
potentially, because I mean,
I don't know if there would be, all right? Because look how it's not a big topic. It should be, but maybe. So I don't think there's signs of hysteria because there's no one really. Everyone kind of reads about it and then moves on very quickly. I don't know if there will be hysteria. You know, perhaps if your religion is questioned, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I know one of the arguments that was made very early on in the Cold War was that the American public would be confronted because they were so God-fearing and so many people were Christian, and the idea of a non-human intelligence was perceived to be in some ways hostile to the religious belief of a kind of humanocentric universe with God and Jesus and all those ideas. But I've spoken to people in the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church, funnily enough, has acknowledged the probability that we do live in a universe with multiple different intelligences. And the Catholic Church, probably more than any other of the state religions, has basically come out and acknowledged that it's preparing for the likelihood of an extraterrestrial intelligence one day being identified. And I suspect the Catholic Church knows a lot more than it's letting on because it's got some of the best archives, some of the best databases going back hundreds, if not thousands of years.
The Vatican. Is it built over a UAP?
Oh, it's the Pope.
It's the Vatican.
I cannot comment.
It's the Pope.
Why would you do that to us, Ross Coulthard?
Classic. I was at the time. We said that we'd keep you for half an hour, Ross. I'm so sorry. We're heavily invested now into this topic. Give yourself a huge plug. So people who want to hear more from you, where can they find you?
Okay, if they want to watch my documentaries that I've made, they can go to the Channel 7 Spotlight page, and it will have Ross Coulthard UFOs, and you'll find all my documentaries. If you want to watch my vodcast podcast, you can go to Need to Know on YouTube, or just put Need to Know Ross Coulthard into any podcast channel and you'll find me there. I co-host a podcast with a Hollywood producer called Bryce Zabel, which has become quite a hit across the world. We get a lot of people really interested in us breaking news about the UAP issue. I also wrote a best-selling book about the UAP issue called In Plain Sight, which is in a new edition just this month. And you can get that book from all good bookshops. It's published by HarperCollins, and it's in new edition just this last month.
Well, I'm so glad you've left mainstream media and journalism behind. I'm glad you're not
To investigate this.
kicking in the doors of plumbers who have done dodgy jobs and aren't paying their bills, and you're not working for a current affair or anything like that, and you're doing real good stuff for us humans. Keep on the case. Keep us updated. Any developments that come along, please let us know, because it's such a fascinating, juicy story for humanity. And I'm glad you're on the case, mate.
It's a great story, and I'll keep on telling it. Thanks very much, guys.
Oh my god. Wow, that was quite thick-fretted. What do you think? Let's see what this... Oh my god. What's up with this guy's shoes? Oh man, his pair of shoes is torn. Oh, that's not cool, man. That's so sad. I feel sorry for him. I totally understand his situation, man. Oh my god. What? This guy just went to buy a watch. And his friend doesn't have a good shoe. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, then he came and bought a shoe. What? Now this is good vibes. This guy bought a shoe for his friend, man. That's so interesting. I really love this, man. I really love this. Much love to this guy, man. Good vibes is what we are speaking about. Loving and caring for your neighbor as you do for yourself. That was so nice, man. Oh, and this is another man in Africa here. Oh, just chilling with his cat, which is very normal. And we see a man from Europe.
Do not want to scroll past this video, I'm telling you right now. This is my last post on that movie, but it's very important what you're about to hear. At the end of that Tom DeLonge movie, Monsters of California, there are coordinates given. I just randomly took a screenshot of them and put those coordinates into Google Earth, Google Maps. He said that there was a pyramid that was suppressing human consciousness, but he never gave the location of it. He just said it was near Denali, in Denali National Preserve in Alaska. These coordinates are just next to Denali National Preserve. So these are the coordinates. If you can read them, I took a screen grab off my telly. Go and check those coordinates out. And if you live in Alaska, go there. Go and have a look. Go and see what's there. Supposedly an underground base as well. I'm telling you, there's things in this movie you need to see. And this was a bit of a shock to me. I've literally only just, since doing my last video, gone and checked what this is. And I know, because of my research with Tom DeLonge, that he mentioned Denali. As soon as I seen that, I was like, has he just give the coordinates to where the underground base is and to where that pyramid is that's suppressing human consciousness? Get checking it, people.
Oh my god!
5 uses for a very simple knot called the Marline spike hitch. To make a Marline spike hitch, all you're going to do is put your hand upside down on the line and turn a loop in the line, just like this. And that loop needs to go up the line and pull another loop through it and then drop a toggle in there. And that's called a Marline spike hitch. We're going to use this at camp to hang our pack or our gear so that it's easily accessible to us. We don't have to get on the ground or get on our knees. If you have a hammock that you're hanging on a rope or a strap that doesn't have loops in it already, you can turn a Marline spike hitch in that line, put your hammock carabiner directly on that Marline spike hitch and cinch it down. The next use is on a Prusik loop that will slide up and down your ridge line. Shove this toggle through your tarp and pull your tarp line tight, stake out a line. Turn it over, put a Marline spike in it and slide your stake through the Marline spike. And you can then drive that in the ground. You're going to have a good taut line.
Wow. Wow. You can tell what people are thinking about just by looking at their eyes. If you don't know me, my name's Craig. I'm an expert in communication, and for the past 11 years, I've made a career out of helping people with social anxiety, teaching social skills, and things like dating coaching. So this little fun fact is about body language. Basically, whenever you're thinking about something, you tend to move your eyes in a certain direction. So when you're thinking about how something looks, you look up. When you're thinking about how something felt, you look down. And when you're thinking about how something sounded, you look to the side, almost to your ears. When you are remembering something, you look to your left side. And when you are trying to fabricate something or imagine something that you don't actually remember, you look to your right. Liar spotters will use this observation to try to determine if somebody is lying because they're looking to their right-hand side. This doesn't mean that somebody would be lying if they're looking to their right. They might be actually just trying to imagine something that they don't remember. So you got to take this with a grain of salt when it comes to intentionality. I'm not quite sure about this other piece though too, but I think it's more psychosomatic too. So you can actually enhance the effects of these by intentionally doing them, right? If you're trying to imagine something, you look more to your right. If you're trying to imagine how something looked, you look up, and it'll help you remember those things. At least that's how I try to use it. Because reading body language isn't just about reading other people, it's about reading yourself too. Anyways, this has just been a fun fact. I don't think it really has a major impact on any sort of communication with other people unless you're really trying to micromanage things. So if you want to learn more, follow me and comment if you want to see something else, and check the link in my bio for a free training on how to attract anyone.
Please just be honest and share up, man.